go down to Rome's. So, a couple of housekeeping items. So, I know that the audio quality of the undisclosed location videos has been it's been fine, but it could certainly be better. And we sort of been doing a Pepsi challenge with various microphones. We got sent a couple. I haven't been a fan yet, so I may just have to break down and get another Rode, which is what we have at the home studio, but specifically for the Rode is what it is. Also, shout out to the JEROMEs that I've seen last couple days, undisclosed locations. Shout out to the Deuterinos that we saw today. Awesome stuff. And it's like, how'd you? Every time someone recognizes me in public, I always want to be like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then they feel kind of racist because they're like, oh, maybe all Asian people look alike. Nah. Also, shout out Bang's Kitchen, man. That's right. Saw them on the flight over. So, first off is, well, the story is Carson Wentz. Been out there fighting the good fight and is going to be going on IR. Schefter, a Vikings place quarterback Carson Wentz on injured reserve. Wentz will undergo season-ending surgery on his left shoulder. And Wentz has been a warrior out there, man. Like, hasn't been pretty all the time. He's fighting through a lot of pain, and he was okay, right? And also had some brilliant moments, had some bad moments, had a little bit of everything. But yeah, the pure number one fact was that he had an injury. Kevin O'Connell made him play through it, and it was there. Rap sheet. Details on Carson Wentz in the first half of the London game. Wentz suffered a dislocation that tore his labrum and fractured the socket, per the insiders. He gutted out 2.5 more games for the Vikings with a big stabilizing brace, while J.J. McCarthy high ankle recovered. So there's a couple things here. And Kevin O'Connell, I did not care for how he handled this Wentz situation, right? Because basically he just kept tossing Wentz out there when it's clear he wasn't healthy. Because did you think that he gave you the best chance to win? I feel like that's debatable. And we've talked about the conspiracy theory, man, that the whole Max Brosmer thing. Now, I know that the backup quarterback is always the most popular guy in town, and Brosmer, hell, was quarterback 3. But a couple things here. Why wasn't Brosmer in the game against the Chargers earlier, where you kept sending out Wentz in a game that was clearly lost until the final drive when Wentz basically said no mas, and then you finally put Brosmer in? All right, I don't understand it, because a really banged up and deteriorated Carson Wentz over a UDFA with a quick release, good accuracy, right? I understand he's a rookie UDFA. Fully get it. He's also older than J.J. McCarthy, by the way. Played a lot of college football at New Hampshire. And I just don't understand, right? And, the whole thing with Wentz is that, he did leave the game right before halftime to get that shoulder taped up and stuff. And Brosmer came in for a kneel down, the greatest kneel down in NFL history. And here's the thing with Kevin O'Connell. Do you trust Max Brosmer or do you not, right? Because if you don't trust him, why the hell was he your quarterback 2 these last couple of games with McCarthy as emergency quarterback 3? Why didn't you bring in a veteran quarterback? Why didn't you bring back Desmond Ridder? So it's clear, again. So also Kevin O'Connell and Wes Phillips have said really nice things about Brosmer, but I was always say on the show, believe actions over words, and their actions of having Brosmer be the backup and not bringing in a veteran show that they trust Brosmer. So why wouldn't they put him in? Well, what if Brosmer looks good and all of a sudden there's a quarterback controversy? Now, the Vikings are all in on J.J. McCarthy, right? And frankly, if Brosmer as a UDFA, they would get credit for finding him as a UDFA in their own backyard, by the way. But if he comes in and balls out and McCarthy is still sort of struggling at times, that's going to make him look like a horse's patoot, even though it would add to the lore of Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback whisperer. So I firmly believe that they did not play Brosmer strictly because it may cause a quarterback controversy if and when Brosmer played good. And also, that's exactly why that last drive against the Chargers, Kevin O'Connell didn't use any of his timeouts, because Brosmer was starting to drive the ball, and if they scored a garbage time touchdown, load it. The sports talk media discourse would just be very ungood. But either way, Brosmer's still backup quarterback. So it's clear that you trust him, by the way. And then J.J. McCarthy, F it, we ball, starting against Detroit, starting for the rest of the season, because you don't have Wentz anymore. Oh, also, corresponding roster move on the Vikings 53. Pelissero, full circle, the Vikings originally signed tight end Ben Sims as an undrafted free agent in 2023. He was waived in the final cuts and claimed by the Packers, who kept him on the rooster for over 2 years before waiving him Saturday, and now he's been reclaimed by Minnesota. So the Packers trying to get him down to the practice squad. Kwesi's like, no. Also, it's probably not a good sign for Josh Oliver going forward. So, I don't know. But either way, like, I don't want to get this twisted. Like, Carson Wentz was absolute hardcore, man. Right? Just the toughness that he showed, the fortitude that he showed, it's great. Also, there will be lawyers. Honestly, if I'm Carson Wentz and the NFLPA and his agent, like, how are you not filing suit against the league where it was clear Kevin O'Connell was not protecting the player from himself, which he tends to do, and I don't know, like, he should sue just because the Vikings are making him miss deer season. So, anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Carson Wentz done for the season. You guys are the best you know what to do. Skull production value.